At the aforementioned Screen Actors Guild Awards, actress Gwendoline Christie, who played Captain Phasma in Star Wars The Force Awakens, said that she will in fact be in the next Star Wars movie. John, do you buy or sell Gwendoline Christie returning for Star Wars Episode 8?
Here's the interesting thing about this, okay? So I watched the interview. It was on the carpet of the SAGs, and Gwendoline Christie says, I will be in the next Star Wars movie. Now, a lot of people, and I totally understand why, this is me railing against how websites title things, because I totally get why they did this. A lot of the headlines are, Gwendoline Christie confirms returning as Captain Phasma for Star Wars Episode 8. And I totally get why that's the headline. I totally do, because that's the first thing through my head as well. But then I watched the interview again, and then I watched it again. I'm like, follow me here. She never said she was coming back for Episode 8. She said she's going to be in the next Star Wars movie. Probably that means Episode 8, but the next Star Wars movie coming out is actually Rogue One. She also never actually said she's coming back as Captain Phasma. She said she is coming back to be this. Let me just explore the possibility here. I don't really believe this, but let me throw it out there as a possibility. Remember, Captain Phasma was apparently, we never saw it happen, thrown down I'm beginning into spoilers there. We don't know what happens to Phasma at the end of Star Wars Episode 7, so we could see Phasma back. But could there be a possibility here that we don't see Captain Phasma back, but we never saw Gwendoline Christie's face in Star Wars Episode 7? Could there be a possibility here that Gwendoline Christie is coming back into the Star Wars universe, but she won't be Captain Phasma? Maybe she'll be playing another character altogether. And maybe it's not even Episode 8. Maybe it's Rogue One. Once again, I'm not saying that that's what the case is. I'm not saying I necessarily believe that, but just her response was so kind of vague. It's like got me asking questions. Christian, what do you think about this whole thing?
It's a great theory, Super Shadow. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm just throwing it out there.
I know it's a cool theory, but I think she's referencing Phasma for sure, and I think that even Kathleen Kennedy let it slip like a month ago that Phasma was going to return. And in regards to how she returns, like you said, we didn't see what they said that they did to her. So there's any way that she could have gotten out of there. There's ways that we could even see it or hear about it in a novel. It's fine. But if going off your theory, there's a character in the comics and in the books that I'd love to see, Ray Sloan, that she'd be perfect for that would actually fit into the Rogue One timeline. But again, I just don't think it's going to happen. But I think that Phasma should come back. I think that I buy it because I want to see this character do way more. She was the most underused character in that movie, looked the coolest, did the least. So I'd absolutely like to see her come back, and I think she's going to be the main antagonist for Finn and Poe.
Yeah, it's funny because the first time I caught wind of this story, it was a buddy of mine who's a producer tweeting out, Captain Phasma coming back to Episode 8 to continue to do nothing. But anyway, Schnepp, your thought on
I'm going to
this?
buy that she's coming back, and I think that, just like Boba Fett, they'll sprinkle a little bit more of her in Episode 8, and maybe a little bit more in Episode 9, but she's not going to be one of the main characters. She's always been like a side villain, and that's how they established her. I don't think they established her enough in Force Awakens, at least as far as all of us were all disappointed in the way that she was portrayed. So I think that, Kathleen Kennedy and everyone else, Johnson probably have heard all the fans say we'd like a little bit more. So, however, come on, who hasn't seen Force Awakens?
So be careful. Not yet. You know what? It's still in theaters. Still number 3.
You know what it is also,
I think obviously she'll be back, and they'll let you know how she got back.
Right. And I think that you're right, though. I think that the thing is that they're definitely listening to fans and knowing how much she was underused and how much people wanted to see more of her.
Traitor!
But what you have to realize also is that character, was never meant to be, when it initially was created, wasn't a woman.
Right.
And then it was also had a much smaller role and a lot less to do. And you see, because of who they cast, now it's like, well, she looks really cool. The design's really cool. Let's make her more relevant. And I think that's what they're going to do in 8.
Oh, it looked like a character you could market, and they certainly did market the character a lot.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.